All right, so as payment for Rick rolling everybody in the Wood server 2 seasons in a row and being like a week late to PRs, I have invited Mr. ZipThump himself. We are going to do. We're basically copying Seth and Specs. What was that, season 7?
Yeah, it was
8?
one of the ones I was away for sure.
Something like that. We're basically just doing the same thing. So, yeah, we're just going to go through all the teams, kind of where we rank them, why we rank them that way. But mostly, I feel like we're mostly just going to gush over every team because, yeah, they're all pretty good.
Yeah, I said earlier in the server that even teams that may not get like super high scores here, I think everyone drafted really cool teams. Like
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. Well, we have Zip's team first, so I guess I'll do most of the talking here.
I'm gonna
you can chime. Yeah, you can chime in where you want, of course. Already got the week 1 win. Shout out to that.
Shout out Woodsy.
Yeah, we don't have to talk about the circumstances that led to it. But yeah, I think this is a really solid team. Actually, let me see. I'm gonna pull up the rankings to the side here. I forgot to do that. So this team for me ended up 7th overall. Basically, what I like about it, you've got just insane wall breakers, right? You've got Hoopa and Mega Metacham, which, like, individually might just be the best 2 that there is, period, right? They're up there. So that's pretty threatening. And then you've got Gengar, you've got Coco. I mean, it's very scary to think about trying to stand up to that defensively. And yeah, basically, I didn't rank anything lower than a 6.
Oh, sweet.
See. Yeah, so hazards were the weak point. Even though you've got Pharaoh, I don't know why that's a 6. You've got webs. Yeah, maybe that was a little bit harsh actually on the hazards.
No, my removal needs some work. I literally have Coco and Moltres, so I think
that's actually probably why I did that. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's all encompassing. So yeah, I mean, I don't know if we play this season. Do we play? Yeah.
Yeah, week 6.
Okay. Yeah, it's staring right at us. But yeah, that's going to be pretty threatening to prep against for sure. Yeah, and your defensive core is pretty nasty too, because Moltres and Pharaoh alone are good, and then you've got an unaware Quagsire sitting there too.
Lilswine tanked a +1 waterfall from Mega Gyarados week 1, which I was pleasantly surprised by.
Dude, yeah, that's pretty nuts. I would not guess it could do that.
Yeah, and it had no defense investment. I think it was just max HP, so that was pretty cool.
Yeah. So yeah, 7th overall. You've already made your transactions also, so this is the team this is ride or die right here.
Yeah, this is it.
The rest of the way. What you see is what you get for sure.
Yeah. I always do that, man. I always shoot my entire free agency budget within like the first 3 weeks. So I figured let's just cut to the chase.
You always spend your points early, and then you always make your transactions like by week 2. It's over.
Yeah, we're like the LA Rams. The Columbus Blue Jackets, we do not care about our future, do not care about our budget. We'll deal with that later.
Hey, they won a Super Bowl, so maybe that's a strat.
That is a huge difference. I have yet to win a Woods championship.
That's right, dude. Maybe you got your Stafford. You never know. Mm-hmm. You never know, dude. All right, so next up we have Spire Fan, which I don't know how to say it. I feel like he drafted a more like normal draft team, a less Spire-esque team, if that makes sense.
Yeah, he's still rocking a Fossil. He's still rocking a Reggie. So at least there's not a complete departure from his like overall ethos. No Larry, no Buzzwole, but for the most part, he's got some staples.
Yeah, Reggie still is a staple. Aerodactyl is obviously a staple. I think this is the second time he first round picked Aerodactyl.
Oh yeah, within
Didn't
the
he do
last
this?
like
He's done
preseason.
this before.
Yeah, he definitely has. But this team, like when I was first looking at it, though this is the first one I did power rankings for, so I wasn't in the groove yet, and I was having a lot of trouble coming up with numbers. But the longer I looked at this team, the better it looked. Um, I think he's going to have a little bit of trouble with switching into electric types. He's going to get caught in a little bit of a momentum blender there. His fire resists
Yeah.
aren't great, but like his speed tiers are really good. I gave him a 9 on speed tiers.
Yeah, I did too actually.
Mm.
On speed tiers, gave him 9. He's
He's
got a
got a
lot
lot of
of like.
hazards.
He's got a lot of setup potential. I feel like.
Yeah, for sure. D-Dance, Aerodactyl, Mega Beedrill can run Swords Dance with the right switches. I mean, Linoon is sitting there just waiting to belly drum on everybody.
Yeah, and he's got a lot of ways to like force defog on the Obstagoon if he ever wants to go like Defiant.
And with Parting Shot, Obstagoon Linoon is such a hilarious combo, just like thematically speaking, but Parting Shot into belly drum is going to be a pain.
Dude, Linoon is slept on. That thing can just, in the right situation, will just win a game.
Yeah, especially when you have Alolan Ninetales and Obstagoon there to drop stats and get it in for free.
Well, yeah, dude, and it gets like ground coverage, doesn't it? So it gets
Stomping Tantrum.
yeah, that's really good. Like if you don't have a skill flying type, that's or like Bronzong.
Yeah, and I
That'll
mean,
do work.
obviously it's not like the highest base power, but it gets Throat Chop, it gets Shadow Claw, I believe. Yeah,
Yeah, but you get Veil up, and then you have the Berry because you get Gluttony, so you get up to 75. That can be enough. You just gotta tank one hit, dude. That's the goal. If you tank one hit.
One of the biggest tricks on him is going to be prepping for what his win con's going to be. Because like he's got Arc Division, Hail 2, he's got Mega Beedrill, he's got Aerodactyl for D-Dances, Obstagoon. I remember I was prepping against someone who had an Obstagoon, and that thing has very few switch-ins once it gets its burn off.
Yeah, that thing's pretty scary.
Poltegeist too. He's going to Shell Smash on somebody. Rabombi's got Quiver Dance and Webs. Yeah, it's a scary team. I think I play him really soon, and I'm not looking forward to that prep.
Dude, don't sleep on Fell Stinger Mega B.
Heck yeah.
You knock something low enough, and they're not they're just expecting you to U-turn or something, so they're just sack or whatever they have in front. No, Fell Stinger.
Yeah, especially late game too, because like he's got enough things that are going to help wear down Mega B's checks, so he's going to have a lot of opportunities for that, I think.
Yeah, definitely. What did you end up ranking his team overall?
So I had a lot of ties, including our Would I Use category. He tied for 11th, but without the Would I Use, he was tied for 6th.
Gotcha. Okay, that's pretty good. He tied with like 3 other people for me, I think. But I gave him 12th.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah. So I was a little bit lower on him, I guess.
I mean, pretty much in the same.
I think, kind of like just the lack of a ground type probably set him back a little bit for me. But I mean, like you said, I definitely, this is a scary team to go against. Every team is going to have some kind of weakness. So
and it's Fire Fan. Like he brings heat. He's really, really good. He's gonna smack a lot of people with this team, and it's cool that it still fits his sort of draft style.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it still looks like a Spire team. That's what I like about it. So
yeah, I would have been really upset if it hadn't.
All right, so moving on, let's go to Ian. He is already 2-0 actually.
Oh jeez,
I did not realize. Yeah, I didn't realize he had played his week 2. But honestly, looking at his team, it's no surprise.
Yeah, this team is just
team is yoinked out of its mind.
There was none of that keep looking at it and it gets better thing like I had for Spire.
Yeah.
This team is just, you got the Urshifu right there, Sylveon, Mega Venusaur, Victini, Vigavolt, Blastoise. Like, everything on his team is scary. Exploud.
Yeah. Like the defensive core is Sylveon, Venusaur, and Skarmory. That's disgusting. That is absolutely filthy.
Yeah, and he has a well-earned number 10 for his wall breakers, just because, I don't know how you're going to switch into this team. He's got a lot of momentum too. Victini, Urshifu, Sylveon can
Dude,
run the
he
top
has
pass.
webs for his Victini and Urshifu. Like,
Yeah.
you have to deal with that.
Like those speed,
You
they already
have to
have
do.
great speed tiers for wall breakers anyway, and then you're just not going to be outspeeding anyway. And it's, whew.
Yeah.
This team, yeah, you can just click buttons, but he's also like, I mean, he's shown that he can. He's already 2-0, like you said, so like he doesn't need to just click buttons, but you can definitely default to that with this team if you need to.
Yeah, I quite like it. Let me see. I think I also gave him a 10 for. Yeah, I did. For wall breaking, he got a 10. The lowest score I gave him was a 6. It was on speed tiers.
Yeah, I gave him a 5 for
But-
that one, but it probably should be a 6 because I forgot Frostlass was fast.
Yeah, dude. Speaking of wall breakers, we didn't even talk about XCloud.
Yeah,
Literally just Scrappy Boomburst is insane.
and Webb's for that too. He's got enough things that can pivot into it. Like,
Yeah. It gets a lot
Yeah.
of coverage as well because it's a normal type.
oh great, I play him week 4. Here we go.
That's a strat. We're gassing up all your your opponents coming up so that you can fall back on them being really good, you know?
Yeah, for real. Like at the very least, there's proof that I already thought you were good. If you dummy me, Ian.
All right, let's see. Okay, so I gave Ian. I ranked this 5th, actually. And
Yeah, he was tied for 6, along with I think there were like 4 at
with
6.
Spire.
Well, Spire was tied for 11th, and then with the if I took out the would I use ranking, Spire was tied for 6th. Ian was tied for 6
gotcha.
on both.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, that team. Oof. Honestly, like I remember when I was listing the final rankings, I was surprised this one wasn't higher, just because like on paper this team is just horrifying. For pro.
Yeah, same. It tied with a couple for me. I don't remember if I ranked it above or below those.
Mhm.
But, yeah. I mean, it's still top 5. It's pretty good.
Very.
Yeah, definitely going to be scary to go against. Oh, yeah, we're in the same division. Yeah, we're going up against all these teams. So just... That's why.
Sweet.
Yeah. I just realized. Okay. All right, we've got Shideru next. Taking a look at his team, he's got. I like his team a lot.
Yeah, his
He-
first 4 picks are awesome.
Yeah, he has a lot of mons that I like to use or would like to use.
Mm-hmm.
They're just very versatile. Like they can do, like be ran offensively or defensively.
Yeah,
He's
even
got-
Infernape, you ran that bulky Infernape against a Kartana. That was really cool.
Oh yeah, that was pretty cool. He won me that IBL award.
Exactly.
That was cool. But yeah, I mean, he's got tons of momentum. Like basically, there's like 2 things that don't get him a move that will switch them out.
Right. Not including Whelmer.
Yeah, true. Hey,
Whelmer was a fan service pick. I want to see him stall someone out with a Whelmer.
No, I want to see him choice scarf water spout, dude.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I have no idea how fast it is, but that would be so sick.
Yeah, actually, you know what? Like, we might have been screwing him out of some points here. I didn't pull up Whelmer's Smogon page.
Let me see. I gave him like 3 10s, I think.
Oh, nice. Yeah, he
So
he got a
had-
ton of 8s and a 9 from me.
Let's see.
I think like the one
knocked
thing
him-
I gave him a slightly lower score on defensive core just because he's a little bit wish reliant. Not a whole lot of things have their own reliable recovery. I mean, Infernape can get slack off, Sizer gets roost, Hydreigon gets roost. But like the things he really wants taking hits are going to have to be wish pass to a little bit, and I think that might run into a little bit of trouble. But he's got
That's a
so
good
many
point.
terrifying mons that you don't know if Infernape's going to run Band, Specs, Nasty Plot, Swords Dance, Brock's Lead. Yeah, his team is going to be a nightmare to prep for because he got so much versatility. Like even Regieleki, everyone talks about how it's walled by ground types, but it's going to let in Serena to kill those. It can run Screech E-Speed. He's got a lot of variability in his team. Like you're never going to be able to predict his sets.
Yeah, I think Serena has like 120 base attack. So
Yeah, I think it hits hard.
yeah, it catches a lot of people by surprise. And it gets good coverage moves. It gets like ice and fighting. It gets U-turn, so it can be
Play
a
rough.
pivot. Yeah.
Yeah, and like I think the fact that he has so much momentum, honestly, like I give him an 8 for momentum, and that feels low now because this team necessitates so many defensive switches from the other team that having U-turn, volt switch on all these things is going to be he's going to be able to pick and choose his matchups really easily.
Yeah, I gave him a 10 for momentum.
Yeah, I should.
That was one of the 10s I gave. Overall, actually, so he was ranked second. He was not tied with anyone. So.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, second overall.
He's in the many tied for 6 on mine. Maybe we should differentiate these at the end.
all the ones tied for 6 are in the beginning.
Yeah, we're 2 of 3 so far have been tied for 6. He ended up 9th after what I used because he earned an obvious 9 on what I used for this team because I want all of these Pokemon.
Yeah. Well, it's cool to see that we're kind of varied so far.
Yeah, that is cool.
We haven't really had the same opinion yet. Overall, like we have the same sentiments, but different rankings. Okay.
Yeah, that's cool. I'm interested to see the lists like next to each other at the end.
Yeah. All right, so we've got Jer next.
Coolest theme.
I was about to say that I haven't seen a cooler theme in a long time, dude. What a cool theme.
Yeah, everything being extinct it's just so cool. And like he knows his stuff too. He's always posting those cool like dinosaur articles and stuff. Like I don't know, this just fits the guy really well. It's a fun looking team.
Yeah. No, for sure. He got a 10 for team synergy, obviously. I mean, come on. How could you not?
Oh, I definitely should have given him oof. Yeah, this is a glaring oversight on my point. I kind of forgot he had Aurorus. Oh well. Yeah. Team synergy should be higher than I gave him.
I just mean because they're all dinosaurs, dude. What do you mean? They're all prehistoric. That's sick.
Yeah, I loved some of the justifications, like Slacking being a giant sloth and stuff. But I mean, Mega Aerodactyl being there on its own is terrifying. He has a lot of really powerful wall breakers: Mega Arrow, Mamoswine, Dracovish, Arctozolt, Alolan Marowak, Slacking.
Like, if you drafted a defensive team, this is your nightmare. Like, this is your nightmare matchup. You know
oh my god, yeah.
He'll pick, like, Stall apart. Any kind of, like, defensive build, I feel like.
Yeah, and this is another one where I think he might have a little bit of trouble if he's not winning the momentum matchup or getting the positioning. But I kind of forgot, like I said, I kind of forgot about Aurorus, and Aurora Veil helps a lot of that, too.
Yeah, well, I know you love Haxorus.
I do love Haxorus.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he's got so many scary setup mons too. And then Mamoswine just being there with that crazy stab combo is gonna clean up a lot of stuff that his sweepers won't want to.
Dude, yeah, you got to deal with Vicious Rend and what's the electric one again? Boltbeak. Yeah. And
then Arctozolt gets freeze dry too. Like he's gonna be able to. He's got something to kill every team.
Yeah. Dude. Yeah. Oh, and by the way, he has Mega Aerodactyl. So, have fun.
Yeah, honestly, I think I underrated his team across the board. So hopefully you watch this video and accept my apology, Jer.
Yeah, same. Okay, so I'll go first. It's 16th.
I gave him 15th, so you're a worse friend than I am.
Nice. Yeah. Okay, so like, obviously we gushed about it, but I think. Like, I don't know. I ranked it really low on defensive. It's defensive core and
Same.
Like momentum isn't very good.
Yeah, his momentum was. I think I gave him a 4 on that because it's like Raikou, Decidueye, and I think that's it.
Yeah, and he's kind of weak to hazards too. Like Stealth Rock destroys his team.
That's true.
You know
he's got a lot of weak.
Yeah, so that's not great. He dropped Omastar. What did he drop? I don't remember what he dropped it for.
I know he picked up Arctozolt.
Okay, that's what it was then.
Yeah. I mean, that just makes his team scarier, but I think...
I think Arctozolt Hell is pretty pretty damn scary.
Yeah, that's definitely fair. And he's got plenty of setup, too. Mega Aerodactyl getting D-Dance, Haxorus with Scale Shot, Swords Dance, even just Dragon Dance. And then everything else doesn't even need it. Dracovish, Marowak-Alola, Arctozolt. They're just going to kill everything.
Man, dude, ice electric stab. That's all I gotta say.
Exactly.
There's a meme. I don't know if you know about the meme, but the meme that talks about Arctozolt being like the best draft mon.
Oh, really? No, I don't know that one.
I'll have to like show it to you sometime.
I mean, it's up there, especially for value.
Yeah. All right, we have Jungle Cat, aka the Piplups. Next,
some Jungle Cat.
I like his team a lot, actually. Looking at it,
Yeah, me too. There's a lot of mons I really like on this team, and mons that I've enjoyed using. Yeah, like Bisharp's underrated, I think. Thundurus hits like a truck. I thought it was Incarnate for the first little while I was doing this. I think Incarnate would have been kind of nice just for the speed tier and flexibility, but Thundurus Therian's going to hit anything hard anyway, so.
Yeah, I see what he's going for, though. Like, the electric community is good for Crobat and Araquanid.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's not, like, particularly electric weak, but that's still nice, you know?
Yeah, and Mudsdale, I'm using that in IBL right now. That mon is crazy good, especially for how cheap it is. Mudsdale is so much better than I ever thought it would be, and I think it looks really cool on this team because it's going to beat a lot of stuff he needs it to.
Yeah, it's a value pick for sure.
Mm-hmm. And then, he's got that Necrozma sitting right there. Darmanitan is a crazy wall breaker.
Yeah.
It's kind of, yeah. I ranked him a little bit low on wall breakers on second look, but that's how it be.
Yeah, that's all right. I don't know. He has Mudsdale, but like defensively, I don't know. I gave it an 8.
I gave him a 5 on defensive core.
Really?
Yeah. I think the typings are really good. I just think that in practice, some of the mons aren't going to tank as many hits as you'd think. If that makes sense.
No, that makes sense. I mean, his steel type is Bisharp, which can be a problem because usually your steel type is more bulky. So
right.
A lot of teams kind of depend on that. But he does have like Necrozma, which is slept on defensively.
For sure. Licky Licky's going to pass some fat wishes around. Virizzion's really good too, running physical or special. So you don't really know what that one's going to bring.
Yeah, and I like Crobat. Poison flying is pretty nice to have, honestly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm noticing a theme here where it's just like, now that I'm talking with you about these post-doing rankings, I kind of slept on some teams a little bit, but...
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. We'll see. There's probably going to be some that you ranked higher, too.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe maybe you're just a stricter... or harsher critic or something. Yeah.
You bring me to apologize for the Rickroll, and I just come in here and overlook key pieces and dick teams down by accident.
This is a PR stunt, okay?
So where did Jungle Cat end on the power rankings for you?
He tied with like 4 people, I think.
Oh, nice.
And ended up 10th.
Oh, yeah, okay. Like I said, I'm kind of regretting some of my rankings, but he ended up 16th out of 17 for me.
Yeah, well, I mean, you realize, like, if I'm higher on some people, that means inevitably you're going to be higher on some.
Exactly.
It'll swing, dude. It'll swing. But yeah, 10th, 16th, that's pretty close.
Yeah, not too bad.
Not too far off.
And that brings us to you.
Yeah, okay. I'll let you take the floor.
Your first 2 picks are just terrifying. Dragapult, you turning into Melmetal is going to be a problem. And then you added Mandibuzz, Rotom Wash. Arcanine's going to be a really, really valuable defensive piece for you. And then you went ahead and threw a Mega Pinsir on top of everything, too, for some stab priority flying moves, which is just crazy. Definitely near the top of my would I use rankings here. I think you might have a little bit of trouble with hazards, and your speed tiers kind of go Dragapult and then down to 105. But those are those are a 7 and a 6 respectively, so nothing was really bad. You got an awesome team. I'm excited to see how you're going to use Torterra, like rock polish stuff. I think Hatterene definitely helps with that hazard weakness too, and you're going to be able to set some mean trick rooms for Melmetal. And anything else you want to, really. Trick Algae is going to benefit from Trek Room. Yeah, you got a lot of stuff that's just really hard to switch into, and you've got just enough momentum. And Intimidate, Teleport from Arcanine is going to be huge. I think Arcanine is going to be like your dark horse MVP.
All right, sick. So, real quick, I want to take the opportunity to publicly apologize to Knights of the Wood Table.
PR.
Yeah, PR stunt. Very sorry. That was I have negative karma built up for a lot. A lot of that is built up. So
it was a very hacksy game, indeed.
Yeah, that was bad. So I'm sorry, man. Okay, where did I end up ranked overall?
You are tied for 6th. I think you.
Oh, I was in that bunch. Nice.
Second to last one, tied for 6th. Yeah.
Okay, nice. All right, cool. So speaking of Knights of the Wood Table, he is next. Let me see.
Oof, his first 3 picks alone are just terrifying. Megalop, Clefable,
yeah, dude.
Kiro.
I actually love Volcanion too.
Yeah, he's another 10 on wall breakers for me.
Yeah, when I used that mon, I had a lot of fun. Like Fire Water, Steam Eruption is like Scald on steroids. It's so good.
Oh my god, yeah. And like just the different ways he can deal with water types too. Like even if he's not getting the freeze dry switches and stuff, like he can switch into Water Absorb, he can run Power Orb, Solar Beam and stuff. And Megalop, he's going to generate a ton of momentum. Clefable can do literally everything unless it's on my team. Yeah, this team is awesome. Silvally, like he's just got. We've brought this up a couple times, but like just you don't know what to prep for, like what sets to prep for, and then he's got great hazard controls in Donphan, Forretress. Yeah, it's a really cool team.
Yeah, I definitely like when I prep for it. Dude, Kyurem is scary as heck. I'll just say that having freeze dry, like Ice Beam and Earth Power, that hits like everything.
It's horrifying. And Specs crushed me with that Sunny Day Weather Ball set too. So if you build it right, it literally doesn't have a switch in.
Yeah, and I think Clefable is like one of the most versatile mons in general. You know, like, like it has 2 of the best abilities in the game. You could run either one, and it would be good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. And I love the Silvally partnership with Clefable here too, because when I used Clefable, part of the problem was I kind of had to pigeonhole it into a defensive role. But he's got enough things in Donphan, Silvally, Forretress, that Volibear that just tank. What was it? A +4 body slam from your Mega Pinsir. Like,
yeah,
Clefable doesn't just have to eat hits on this team, and I think that's one of its biggest strengths.
Yeah. No, yeah, and Silvally is always a good pick. I always fawn over Silvally in draft, dude. Just like being able to make it any type for that week that you need. Like,
for sure.
If you notice you're lacking something in particular, just make it that type.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And the things that he ended up with 3 6s from me. He doesn't have that much momentum. I think he has 3 momentum users, 4. So he has 4 momentum users. He's not going to be setting up as much. I guess you could run like Flame Charge on Volcanion, and Silvally has that Flame Charge set we talked about too. And then his speed tiers, I knocked him just a little bit for that because there's a little bit of spread that I think that Megalop is going to be taking some stronger hits with the way his speed tiers kind of drop off after it.
Yeah, I agree with that. So I ended up ranking him 11th. He was
same here.
Really? Okay, yeah. He was one of the people tied like around that range.
Yeah, 6 and 11 have a lot of congestion on my list for sure.
Yeah, dude, we didn't even talk about Megalop. Like that thing.
Yeah.
I know. Okay, losing return does stink, but it's still really good, in my opinion, because it got U-turn. It used to not have U-turn. That's a game changer.
And like I used Megalop in a different league. I was a little bit underwhelmed by it. It didn't get as many 2-hit KOs as I thought, but a U-turner like that with Kyurem is where I think it's so good on his team.
Yeah, that is pretty scary.
Yeah. Kyurem is a monster. There's no two ways about it.
All right, we've got Cloud Envy next. This is the last team in our division, so we're about halfway there. Yeah, his team is scary.
Yeah, prepping for it really opened my eyes to how much of a threat this team is.
Oh yeah, you play him this week. That's right.
Yeah, so, he gets a 10 in momentum. Oh wait, sorry, I'm looking at the wrong one. Sorry, he does not get a 10 in momentum, but he has a crazy defensive core, and he has a lot of setup sweepers.
Yeah. That looks pretty bulky.
Well, and just having Togekiss too. Like, if you have Togekiss, you have a win con. Slowbro Galar has underrated Trick Room sets, and Curselax is a problem. Mega Blastoise can't run Shell Smash, but it's not like you want to switch in on that with many things anyway.
Yeah, I like his
also, he already got Bronzor kill. Like, this season is a success.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what happens here on out. All right.
Yeah.
I don't know. The one thing I knocked him for, like, I think I ranked him pretty highly on everything except for speed tiers.
Yeah, I hit him a little bit on speed tiers.
He's got everything bunched around, like, I don't know, like mid 70 to mid 80. Like, half his team, it feels like, is in that range.
And he has, like, really strong priority, which helps a little bit. Rillaboom and Zygarde both have great priority, but I think Zygarde 10 is his fastest at 110, and then it kind of drops.
Yeah, his speed tiers aren't great. And this isn't IBL, dude. He doesn't get a Shell Smash on his
yeah.
Because that could fix his speed issue a little, but...
One thing I do really like is Zygarde being able to click 1,000 arrows and then having Rillaboom come in on flying types that no longer resist Grassy Glide as well. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that actually is kind of cool. I didn't think about that.
Yeah, I've been prepping. We'll see how it goes.
Damn. All right. Well, yeah, I actually gave this team a 10 on what I use, so I did like it. Like, it's something I would enjoy using. Overall, nice. I gave it, it actually was 13th.
He was tied for 11th on mine.
Okay, yeah, this is one that also tied, but I ended up giving him 13. I'm surprised because I really like this team. I kind of thought it would be higher when I was first going through it.
Same.
I don't know why I didn't. I guess the speed tiers kind of brought it down. But
well, that's the thing. Like, even 1 point off in a category is going to swing you so much because, like,
oh yeah, that's true. The scores are all very close. That does swing it.
Exactly. On a 0 to 80 scale, my lowest was 48 and my highest was 69. So, like, you losing a point anywhere can bump you straight up from 4th to 11th. So that's I don't think it's like an indictment of anybody's team.
No, yeah, that's very true. All right, so Mandem is next. We're entering into the other division now. And he drafted Rain. This guy, hard Rain, I would say.
Yeah, hard Rain and good Rain. This is a really, really solid Rain team.
Yeah, I definitely was looking at this team thinking I would love to use it.
Yeah,
like, I gotta draft Rain. This made me want to draft Rain, dude.
Yeah, especially because he has everything. His lowest score for me was 7 on hazards, but he has really good removal. He just doesn't have that much setting.
Right.
I mean, he does. I mean, he has Chansey, Seismitoad, and Roserade, and 7 is not low by any means, but like that's his only 7. He's got 9s and 10s everywhere for me.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing I don't like is his hazard removal is they're both flying types. He does have Scizor, but even it's neutral. It's a steel type that's neutral to rock, so that's not as good as you would like.
Right.
But I mean, it's way made up for because, dude, in Rain, Mega Scizor has no weaknesses, basically.
Literally, yeah.
Like,
and
what the
I mean, I won the wall with Mega Scizor, and I didn't have Rain. And you look at, like, he doesn't need his Mega Scizor to be punching holes in teams with Barraskewda, Zapdos, Seismitoad, and Rain right there. He's also got a Pangoro and a Beartic just in case you had other walls you wanted to keep around. So his Mega Scizor is just going to He's gonna win a ton of games where Mega Scizor is just the last thing standing. It's gonna be impossible to kill.
Yeah, dude, and I just have to give a shout out to Illumise, if that's how you say it. I don't know why, but that thing consistently gives people trouble. It gives me trouble. It's like it gets Prankster, and it's a problem.
Yeah,
it's a problem.
Really good.
He can use it to set rain also because it gets Rain Dance.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, Prankster Rain Dance on this is crazy.
Yeah, so that's good team support. Like that thing's gonna be really good. It can slow things down with a T-Wave.
It gets Wish too, I believe. I mean, it doesn't have a crazy HP stat if I remember correctly, but he's gonna be able to keep things healthy, and it also benefits from losing a fire weakness in the rain.
All right, so I knew I would like his team, but I was surprised. I ranked it first.
Same here. Yeah, he got 69.
Really?
Yep.
Okay, here's the meme, though. All right. The team that's ranked first has a Mega Scizor. The team that's ranked second has a Scizor, dude. This is becoming a meme. And it's not intentional. It's just happening. And I can't explain it.
I mean, it's just really good. I mean, Mega Scizor is probably the best mon I've ever used in draft, and he gave it a team that makes it borderline unkillable. It's crazy good.
Yeah, I mean, dude, I think we were talking about it. Barraskewda does not get out sped in rain.
I did a calc. You have to run like 240 plus speed Choice Scarf Alecki to outspeed Barraskewda in rain.
That's
crazy.
That's insane. That's an insane stat right there.
And especially in draft, like with Psychic Fangs, Close Combat, Poison Jab, Flip Turn. Yeah, I think Barraskewda could very well end up being his kill leader. Mega Scizor could end up winning Wall. And Zapdos is going to be able to run offensive sets a lot easier because he's got a Chansey just chilling there. So.
Yeah, and I think what I like about the Chansey pick is I feel like Mandium's comfortable using it.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's used it before pretty well, I think.
Which is funny because he said he didn't mean to pick it, but I think it's a really important piece of his team.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great special sponge.
Yeah. And Pangoro is really underrated too with Parting Shot.
Dude, what's crazy is it'll get things in for free with Teleport. Like Barraskewda, we were just talking about how big of a threat that is. Like, he can guarantee to get Barraskewda in for free or Seismitoad or whatever offensive threat he wants.
Exactly. Yeah, this is a championship caliber team.
Yeah, I like it.
Yep.
I'm a big fan. All right, we have the commissioner next.
Woodsy.
Mr. Woodsy himself.
No hacks involved in me beating Woodsy. None whatsoever.
No, pure skill. Pure skill.
Earned it. But his team is cool though.
Yeah, his team is really cool. He first picked Mega Gyarados, which I had to prep for that recently, and wow, that thing has coverage for days.
Yeah, I was one Flame Body on Moltres away from losing to that thing at +1.
Yeah, it's nuts. Like, it makes me want to use it. Like, when I was looking into it, it's very cool.
Yeah, he ran Fire Blast on it to kill my Ferrothorn. Like, it gets everything it needs. And it's really good. It's a great dark type. Even in base form, if you want to get an Intimidate off to help it set up, or a Moxie boost before you even go. Huge threat. And then I think Goodra is a really awesome partner with it too.
Yeah, Goodra's a cool pick. I like that he, because his electric immunities, I mean, Sandaconda and Raichu are good, but they're not like, they're kind of lower point ones, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So Celebi and Goodra being electric resist and being some of his better mons are nice.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Because he can bring them any week. Dude, yeah. I don't know. Have you ever ran like AV Goodra?
It eats everything. I was calcing against it for when I was prepping for him, and it just survives everything.
Yeah, that thing is nuts.
I think it took like 25% from Cocoa Dazzling Gleam or something like that. Just something ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah, that thing's nuts. But it can also hit hard too.
Mm-hmm.
Gets good coverage.
Yeah, and like
He's
having a grass immunity and a potential attack boost for things that want to take out Mega Gyarados is really, really nice for Goodra.
Yeah, I'm a big Mimikyu fan too. I think Disguise, like just getting a free substitute, is really really good.
Yeah, his setup earned a 10 from me just because Raichu gets nasty plot too. Beware can swords dance up against pretty much any physical attacker. Mega
Yeah,
Gyarados we've talked about. Mimikyu gets free swords dances, and Venomoth. Venomoth is really good with Tinted Lens Quiver Dance.
dude. Yeah, because you don't resist it.
Mm-hmm.
That's like that's really cool. That's like a really cool concept, I think.
Yeah, Venomoth is definitely underrated. I think he's going to get a lot of kills with it. It also crushes a lot of grass types that Mega Gyarados might not be able to break on its own if he doesn't want to learn Fire Blast every week.
Right. Yeah, it's a really good grass switch in,
Mm-hmm.
which he has some good ones, but
His
yeah,
speed tiers are really nice too, actually.
yeah. I gave him an 8 on that.
Yeah, I give him a 9 on speed tiers because I think Cinderace is his fastest at 119, but Raichu's right there at 110. Yeah, he's got good speed tiers.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so I ended up ranking him ninth. He was
He was, yeah, for me,
what was he?
10th. So yeah, we're right in the
We're
same
pretty
wheelhouse
close.
again.
Yeah, I feel like he's got like a really solid team. Like it's definitely not a team I would feel good about playing against. Like as far as like my chances of winning or whatever.
Oh
But
yeah, it took a lot of luck to beat him, and I still only won 1-0. So
yeah, like his team is definitely daunting. So yeah, he always has really good balanced teams. I feel like
mm-hmm.
you know
Yeah,
he
for
can
sure.
run a lot of sets. He can be versatile.
I mean, I think one of the biggest compliments we could give him is that we've talked about his team for this long, and we haven't even mentioned that he has a Corviknight.
Right, just one of the best blanket checks in all of draft league.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right, so we got Carnage Man next.
Poof. This is a
Yeah,
cool team.
yeah, and he's off to a good start as well. Um, yeah, this team is really cool, actually. Um, yeah, I love the combo of like Vaporeon and Aggron. Just having wish support for Aggron in general is so good.
Yeah, and I think I don't think until I started doing these rankings that I appreciated how awesome it is that he has Tapu Lele with Garchomp and Nihilego. Because you're not ice sharding Garchomp in psychic terrain, so it's going to set up on you and it's going to crush you.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. So like things like Weavile. Well, actually, Weavile would still outspeed, but you get the point. Uh,
Yeah, I mean, but if he gets
like Mammoth or
if he gets
something.
like a scale shot off and a swords dance under psychic terrain, that's just GG for a lot of matchups.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, Garchomp is just so good. Like it does so many things well.
Hmm.
Uh,
And he's got Incineroar there to parting shot in. He's got pretty good momentum with Swellow, Incineroar, Thwackey, Rotomo, Vaporeon.
yeah, I do. Actually, I do love Thwackey as well because filter Mega Aggron and grassy terrain. Like Jesus,
Right.
that is scary.
Yeah, because I mean, if you're gonna go at it with a fire move, you're inviting in Garchomp or Nihilego. You're letting Vaporeon come in to wish up again.
Incineroar like stops a lot of fire types.
And like you'd think, okay, well we'll go for fighting type, and he's got a Tapu Lele.
Yeah, this team is scary. I
It's
think,
really good.
dude, the lowest score I gave him on anything was an 8.
Oh, nice. Yeah, he got a couple sevens.
I ranked him pretty high.
Yeah, he's definitely up there for me too.
All right, well, yeah, where'd you place him?
He ended up fifth for me.
5th. Okay, yeah, he's 4th on mine.
Yeah,
Tied.
there's a 1 point gap between 3 and 4 and 4 and 5. So he's basically a top three team for me.
Nice. So we both really like this team. Okay.
Hmm.
Very nice. All right, we've got the Reunited Kingdom, aka Spirit Island Boy.
And he gets added points just for his theme alone. He drafted no Mons that had double digit or double digit point scores.
Oh yeah, no, I really love the theme. Like One thing I love about Woods is you can guarantee there's going to be like 2 to 4 themed teams every season.
Every single time.
And I
That's
love
awesome.
it. And I love it. Yeah,
And
this
this
one.
is such a cool one too. Like he gave himself such a cool challenge, and I think he's got some really really underrated mods. Like we were talking about Skuntank before we started recording. It's a great mod.
Yeah, no, I love it. Like, I hope he does well. I mean, there's some things like I'll say I feel like he's gonna struggle because he has no offense, right? Like, he's really lacking in wall breakers or setup or anything.
I think Tauros is going to have to carry a lot of weight offensively. Yeah.
Yeah, which I mean, it looks like it did week 1. It went 4-0. Jeez.
Yeah, and he tried to run a belly drum Charizard too. So I mean, he's definitely creative enough to make offense out of this.
Oh yeah. No, he's a good player. Like I don't doubt he'll find some success.
Mm-hmm.
I just think it's going to be very difficult. He's going to have he's going to have to outplay his opponents every week. Like, I mean, you have to do that anyways. But I'm just saying, like, it's extra difficult for him. You know?
Yeah, I mean, he drafted 9 points or below on everything. He did it. Like he knew he was going to have to outplay and prep really well.
Yeah. So I mean, no surprise. I ranked him dead last, other than myself, because I didn't rank myself at all.
Yeah, same. But he did get a 10 on what I use. Hands like, of course.
Yeah, no, same. Because I think any team deserves a 10. Because yes, I would do that.
Yeah, for sure.
Like that's very cool. Okay, we have Ryan and the Boltons. OKC. So this team actually looks really scary. I feel like Ryan usually has like quirky drafts that are good. You know, like they're always really good.
Exactly.
They're just kind of like oddly put together, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I couldn't at first I couldn't figure out what sort of synergy this team had at first, but like he's gonna do things like sweep with rollout. Like he got a lot of versatility and
yeah, shout out to that, dude. Thanks for bringing that one up. No, you're right though. He's very creative. I never doubt Ryan. Like usually, I feel like he ends up around the middle of the pack for me in rankings and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I never doubt his ability to win games.
Absolutely, yeah. This is power rankings is almost a misnomer here. Like we're just kind of drafting how we think these teams look together. Like you gotta account for the pilot when you're actually playing against these guys. And Ryan's super creative. He makes really smart switches, and I do not want to play against him with Kecleon because he's gonna use that thing super well.
Yeah, that's like a Ryan staple too. Is
Mm-hmm.
Kecleon? I feel like he's used it before.
Yeah, and his top tier mons are insane. Like he got Lando T and Zero Aura. I think Bronzong and Alolan Muck are gonna synergize really well. Staraptor is a crazy wall breaker.
Yeah, I mean, I will say having Simipour as your water type is kind of
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's the main thing I would knock him for is I don't love his water type.
But, yeah, especially when you have Lando T, a good water type feels important. But
yeah, but I mean, it's still really solid.
yeah, and again, it's Ryan. This team isn't ranked super highly, but it's not like he's gonna have a losing season anytime soon.
Well, actually, the lowest thing I ranked him was a 7, so it's not even too bad.
You got a couple 6s from me, but nothing awful. I think 6 is as low as it got, and I gave a lot more 6s. 6 was kind of my default.
Yeah. No, I feel you. Well, I don't know.
So where'd he end up for you?
He ended up at 14. He was tied kind of in that 10 to 15 range or something.
Yeah, this is another one where we're the same. I gave him a 14 as well.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm honestly a Florges hater, so I think that may have had a little to do with it. I don't know why. I've never used it, so I can't definitively say. I just feel like it's not very good.
Yeah, I think a cool tech would be if he runs grassy terrain on it for Alolan Muck, but I agree. I think Florges is kind of weird.
Yeah, I mean it's I see its value, but I don't know. And he'll obviously make it work.
It's just his wall breakers are really, really good. The more you look at it, with Staraptor, Chandelure, Kecleon, I think, counts
Yeah,
just
I
with
mean,
Protean alone. Meloetta.
Straptor might be the best Brave Bird spammer.
Yeah, especially with Reckless. Yeah, he got a 9 on wall breakers from me because I
Yeah,
think this is like just below Ian's Urshifu wall breaking team.
yeah, for sure. All right, so next we've got Uzi, the reigning 2-time, or is it 3-time? I don't even know. Heat Miser champ.
I took it from him last season and I still feel weird about it because
Oh,
I
you
lobbied
did?
for it as a joke and everyone took it seriously.
Nice. Well, he's still a very fun player. He's got an interesting theme here. He was asking before the draft, like, for someone to give him ideas, and I DM'd him because I felt like this theme, if it was said like on the server, people would jump on all the fast mods because
Right.
they would know, like, they're in high demand. You know?
So the theme was no mons under 100 base speed, right?
Yeah, I just said, like, my idea was just go mono speed, like do 100 base speed and faster, or like whatever speed tier you want, and just do faster than that.
That's awesome. I think
Yeah.
it's really interesting that he tops out at 130 after that. I know he had his eyes on Acel Gore and stuff, but I think it's funny that his team is all between 100 and 130.
Yeah, but the thing is, I was pleasantly surprised at how highly I ranked this team because
Same. It's
I
good.
thought I would have it lower because the speed tiers, like, I wouldn't rank it high. Like, it's a little counterintuitive because it's like speed tiers, they're all fast as hell. That should be a 10, right? No, you want to have some like versatility. You want some slow mons, you know. But
It's insane. I think he has one mon that can't use momentum, and at speed tiers that high, like, and he's got a lot of great breakers too. So he's gonna be able to pick matchups, kind of like we talked about with Shideru.
right, yeah,
And he has
no,
Hazard's control. I think this is the best. This might be the best Hazard team with Mega Diancie thrown in there. You got Mew,
Starmie to
Cobalion,
Rabbit
Miltank,
Spin.
Starmie, Noivern gets defog, Landorus gets defog, Landorus gets rocks. Like, he's got hazards on most of his team, actually.
Dude, he has Justified to ward off knockoff from you, and he also has
Oh yeah.
Mega Diancie, which eats knockoff for like pretty easily.
Mm-hmm. And he's got a really cool fantasy core. Mega Diancie, Cobalion, and Noivern is a really, really cool DFS core.
Yeah, you're not biased at all though.
Noivern is the coolest mon. He gets a 10 on what I use for that alone.
Yeah. So let's see. He was tied. He was another tied person, but he got 8th overall. For me.
I think this team is insane. He ended up 3 for me.
Dude, I knew you would love it.
I think it's really good. He's got a surprising amount of bulk for how fast it is. And, like,
Dude, I mean,
yeah, he doesn't have anything, in the 80, 90 speed tier, but, like, I don't know. I think it's really good. He's obviously super creative. He's a Heat Miser, like, perennial threat.
yeah, this dude, he'll be creative.
Yeah, he got 3 10s from me, including what I use.
Yeah. I did knock him. I gave him a 5 on speed tiers. That's why he was a little lower, I think. Because otherwise, I really liked it.
Yeah, I gave him a 6 just because, like, if you're going to be stacked up, at least he's stacked up on the higher end of the spectrum.
All right, so we have the London Lux Rays, a.k.a. Toady Hody. And I just have to say, getting your 2 main cores completed in 3 picks,
Crazy.
impressive. That is impressive.
Not only that, but he has a Gliscor on top of it.
Yeah, that's very cool. Like that's a very cool thing to see. I like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he got a 10 on defensive core for me, just because I think he's got switches for everything. Tapu Bulu with Grassy Terrain and Leech Seed is going to keep Empoleon really healthy.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I feel like where I knocked him was hazards. No, it was momentum.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was momentum.
I think he has
Yeah.
3 momentum users total.
Yeah, Manectric, Selgor, and Gliscor.
Oh, Espeon runs Baton Pass, but Manectric's not really a huge threat. Espeon, you're not going to want to run Baton Pass all the time. And Gliscor, like if it has one weakness, it's 4 move slot syndrome.
Dude, I like the pairing actually of Gliscor and Slowking Galar with Bulu
Yeah.
on top of that. That's pretty. And Empoleon. Wow, actually, that's sturdy.
Yeah,
That is
it's
sturdy.
crazy. You know,
Yeah.
we talked about this insane Firewater Grass / fantasy core he's got. Then Gliscor and he got Slowking G like super late.
Yeah. No, that's
Conch
really.
Kelder is.
Yeah, Conk does hit hard. I love that mon.
Yeah, he like we talked about that core, but he did a really good job of drafting other threatening things on top of it. I think Sneasel's a really good pick for this team.
Yeah. Yeah, he had 2 10s for me, a bunch of 9s. Not two
Yep.
9s. Yeah. I mean, he had a lot of high rankings. Overall, I gave him 6th, actually.
Yeah, Toady ended up 4th for me.
I think he was tied with 1 or 2 other people. So, yeah, he was ranked pretty high for you, too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a really scary team. You're gonna have to focus really hard on breaking that core, and then he's gonna set up on you with Mega Charizard X.
Yeah, I quite like it, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's nice. All right. So, moving on, we have Jordy, the Albuquerque Manectrics. And I love this team. I like this is a team that is so good. Like I didn't
So good.
So I knew I liked this team, and then I was like ranking it or whatever, and then I knew I loved this team. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's
Right.
like, dude, this is a team that is so hard to deal with.
Especially with the Ditto. Like
Yeah,
you have to boost to kill Jirachi, Komo, Tapu Fini, sometimes even Rotom Heat. And he throws a Ditto on there. So like
Yeah, I gave him a 10 for setup sweeping just because he has so many good setup threats.
so yeah, same here.
And then he can also counter yours with Ditto, you know? Like,
Yeah, and that's if he's not killing you with Mega Pidgeot anyway. And Weavile.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And Hurricane doesn't miss, by the way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is a crazy good team. This team is really, really cool.
Yeah, like, legitimately, he has, like, every mon on his team could be a win con for the most part. Every single one.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's not an exaggeration. Like,
mm-hmm. Yeah, like he's going to be able to get away with Rhyperior sweeps for sure.
Yeah, like pretty much the only one that can't do it is like Vileplume.
And it can if he plays his cards right with the strength stat.
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, it can win defensively. You're right about that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
and then,
so
just doing Toady and then Jordy is nuts because these two fantasy cores are ridiculous.
Oh yeah, those are that got an easy 10 for sure.
Yeah,
I mean, we didn't. We took those out this time, or at least I did.
Yeah, I did too. I just did defensive.
Yeah, but if I had ranked it, it would have been an easy 10. You know.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I didn't rank anything lower than a 7, and overall I gave him 3rd. He was tied with one other person, I think.
I gave him. He ended up tied for 6th with me, and I gave him a 5 on momentum. He does only have 3 momentum users. So yeah, that was it.
That is.
But again, like awesome team, and we talked about the pilot. I think Jordy has the all-time best Woods record, so I expect big things.
He's pretty dominant.
Yeah.
For sure. All right, going to the final team here in the Woods Season 11, we have Vando, who is a recent champion.
In the best game ever.
Yeah, it wasn't last season, but it was the season before, correct?
I believe so, yeah.
I should probably know that. All I know
maybe
is
even 2 seasons before.
All I know is that was a great finals. I love just the first 4 picks, disgusting.
It's gross.
Just disregard the rest of the team. Look at the first 4 picks and just let it sink in for just a second.
So much Regenerator. And like he loves Regenerator. I think his championship team had a ton of Regenerator. He uses it really, really well. And this team has more firepower because Torn T is just gonna. It's such a pain in the ass. Like there's no other way to say it.
Dude, his setup sweeping potential, it's like all on the special side. But he has Torn T with Nasty Plot, Mega Slowbro, which is arguably like the best Calm Mind user because you can't crit it ever.
Mm-hmm.
And then Volcarona. That is tough. That is tough to deal with.
Oh my god, yeah, and I want to see him. I think I mentioned this before we started recording, but I want to see him run like a power trip, bulk up, scale shot crocodile set. Like he does have. It's definitely a lot weaker than his special setup, but he has physical setup. Like me and Xiao gets Swords Dance and stuff. So, and then he got a Masquerain too to add sticky webs.
Yeah, Masquerain is value. I'll say it. I'm not afraid to do that.
He has an awesome momentum core. He has dual intimidate. He has pretty solid hazards. I mean, I did actually knock him for hazards, but like the ones when he brings them, they're going to be good and useful.
Oh, we forgot to mention Moxie actually on Crocodile. That makes it a scarier setup threat.
God, yeah. That's true. Yes,
Yeah.
Crocodile counts as a setup sweeper with a choice scarf.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I ranked this one pretty high too. 8th is what I gave him.
This is my number 2 team.
Number 2.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. That's scary, huh?
Yeah, I know what he can do with Regenerator, and his setup, like we said, is incredible. He did get a 10 for what I used, which might have inflated a little bit, but I'm pretty sure he ended up 2 when I took that out anyway. I think his defensive core, like...
I mean, it's insane. It's insane.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah. Like, I don't know how you break that core without Regenerator. He's got Mega Slowbro, Tangrowth. Torn T is surprisingly bulky. It's a really good AV user with Regenerator.
Dude, yeah, I think Mian Xiao is surprisingly bulky too if you run AV. You know, like...
Yeah.
Especially since it gets Regenerator, it just likes to click U-turn a lot.
Right, and then, Tangrowth too, another great AV user. Yeah, and then we already talked about how good Crocodile is with a Scarf. Mian Xiao could easily run a Scarf as well. Magnezone is a great Scarfer.
Yep, for sure. All right,
Yeah,
well, do you have any, final notes or anything you want to say to the people of Woods?
No, I think this is a great draft. This might be my favorite draft I've been a part of. Like, I really like my team. I really like everybody else's teams. Even the ones that scored low, I think are going to be really fun to use and are going to surprise me. How about you?
Yeah, no, I'm just looking for the rest of the season. I kind of wish someone else would put out PRs now that we're doing a video because now I want to see other people talk about it.
Yeah, for sure.
But, yeah, I don't know. It was fun doing it in video form, for sure.
Yeah, I totally agree. This was a blast.
Yeah, all right. Well, we're going to sign off. Hope you enjoyed. And good luck to you if you're in Woods. If you're not in Woods, I don't know what you're doing here, but hope you're having a great day. So, all right. See y'all later.